paint some more holiday snow, but today we're going to do it in 4x6. So it's so much smaller than usual, but I think it'll be fun. And I have a ton of reference images, but I've picked one out for today. And if you are interested, the image that we're using is available on the Discord server. So I'm going to be changing it a bunch and simplifying it a bunch. And so, but I have already cropped it a bit. So I don't know. I'm just going to sketch out some things and erase some things. The sandwich cam is so much closer to my painting now. So we got our focal point is the sun, and the sun's gonna live here. That's the thing that's interesting. I feel like the sun, let me get a crop grid on this image. There's the 3x3 grid, right? And so the sun is a third of the way on the image. It's perfect where I've already cropped it. But do I want it to be in the bottom third, or do I want it to be on the top third? Let's see. I kind of like that better. Do I? In the bottom, I want maybe those trees to be maybe about there, and I'll just move the trees around. Yeah, okay. That's what we're gonna do. I like seeing that 3x3 grid because it helps me orient my layouts. So if we were to have that going on here, probably be about like this does not need to be exact. Alright, so our sun, her focal point is going to be here. We've got this tree line kind of coming down. Coming up, I'm going to change the height of the trees. So there's like this trio of trees here that come down, and then they kind of thin out a little bit over here. There's one that comes up here. It's a little bit more sticky. Like, why bother doing a thumbnail if the original is so small? And then I'm going to change the sky a bit. So there's some really subtle clouds. I have them kind of going this way. There we go. So now the bottom of the trees, you can't really see the bottom because there's all these snow, like frost-covered bushes at the bottom of them here. Okay, and now for the foreground tree. Now, where should I put them? I feel like the duo, strongest one, should be here. And then there's another one that's kind of, I kind of like that it's pretty close to joined at the bottom, and it it leans in a little bit at the top. Leans into our focal point at the top. There we go. Okay, so those are two foreground trees there. I'm going to put a more distant one on the other side of the sun, about here. Well, about here. And there's lots of little frosty shrubs around. The foreground dirt ends about there. There's a couple little funny rocks and really ambiguous dark forms down in here. Little dark tree. I don't know what these are, little baby trees or shrubs or something in the foreground. I want to do maybe a couple of those. One over here. One over here, and then maybe a couple over here next to this tree. Okay, now I think those are our major forms. We've got 3 of these trees, and odd numbers are better than evens. We've got our main focal point, which is at this 3rd line and almost intersecting at our top 3rd line. And then this over here is at a 3rd. The horizon line is very obscured. It's kind of like, who knows? Who knows where the absolute horizon is? It's got many, many layers of trees between it and us. In the image, maybe it's like right here. Who knows? Okay, so we got our beautiful background trees, which I think is what attracted me. Yeah, actually, what attracted me to this image is all the layers of different kinds of winter trees, along with that glowy, warm, who knows, sunset, sunrise. That's what I liked the most about this one, and that's why it won today. Darker up at the top. Okay, now let's see these branches. They start way up high. Maybe a little bit of sticks sticking out here. This is very much a between 2 trees composition. All right, and then there will be some kind of loose pine foliage here. And we'll, of course, be doing the gradating color. That'll be nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to bring that foliage on this tree down too far. Just enough to kind of hint at pointing at our focal point here. Probably just a little bit, and then some here. These trees are so tall. There we go. Okay, there it is. I'm gonna gently erase grid lines. I don't need that anymore. It's really just to consider the composition and remind myself of things as I'm going along. Sometimes you forget not to chop your composition in half. Okay, now I have the acrylic paints out. I guess we're going to be using mostly point brushes because this is so small. And I'm going to start with the background. Just a touch of blue. Blue really doesn't go very far. Here's our soft peach. Thinking instead of using orange, I'm going to wait for that to dry, and I will be brightening it up with pink. I don't want that to get too orange. I'm not a big fan of orange, so it turns out. Okay, now white. I also think in the future I'm going to try to not use pencil on the little paintings. It's like too much. Too much gray. I'm going to use the marker. Right now, this is a mess. I don't know why pencil in anything if we're just going to cover it all up to try to get rid of the gray. Why bother? put just a little bit of blue down where it turned a bit green. Probably gonna let that dry before I brighten it up a bit, because it seems to be a lot brighter. This will be the color of this layer here. Mauve. Make that a little bit lighter towards the tops. Off. Okay, and then here's some gray. It's kind of more like purple gray. I'm going to be painting this in layers. So it's just going to keep on building up. Because that, of course, needs to get lightened up a bit. But I like this color purple for the shadows and everything. And the trunks of the trees. Except for, of course, the area where it overlaps the sun, I'm going to brighten it up a bit in that spot. How you doing? I'm gonna switch to a flat brush for a bit. See what I can do. I like the lightness of the blue up here. I just don't want it to be so muted. Okay, back to that light pink right back in there. Tiny amounts of paint for this little tiny painting. Makes me wonder if it'll be worth it. Like, how is it really that much faster to paint a small painting, or does it take about the same amount of time? I don't know. We're gonna find out though. It's hard because, you know, we're not painting the same thing. Like, we're painting all different things every time. Okay, now a touch of yellow at the horizon, kind of like a peachy color. And that's not peachy. Hold on. Peachier. I'm trying to avoid that little speck of blue. I don't know where that came from. I don't know how detailed I'm gonna get with those little trees. Not sure yet. Don't know. stronger peak down there at the horizon, away from the sun. I like that. I like the look of that, so I'm gonna put that down there too. A melon. And that's nice and soft. I'll have to do the radiating glow out of those trees on the next step. Some white. Little delicate clouds. Okay, now the next step is going to be the little trees in the back. Honestly, before I do that, I need to block in the foreground so it can be dry. I'm just going to put some really light purple. Real light purple down. It's of course going to creep up onto that layer of trees because they're all overlapping. I can't wait to see how the paint peel turns out because I did a special technique to make sure the tape doesn't stick to the board or so the paint doesn't slip underneath it, underneath the tape. So that's going to be fun to see if that works or not for me. I saw it work for other people, but I don't know. Leave the lightest area here. Okay, now I have to go the furthest trees away from us. And look, some of them are kind of glowing yellow and some of them are glowing more mauve. Love that. Let's see, we might even need our tiniest point brush. Ooh, the one? My smallest one is a 3-0. It is tiny, but the bristles are not long. The next one is a 1. Let's try it out just because I haven't used it to do anything except for I think sign really small things. So I need a mauve. This one's kind of orangey. That'll do. You know what is nice is this painting is so small that I can put my hand on it pretty easily. It's gonna be the tallest tree. I do not believe that cloud is dry. I feel like that is detailed enough and vague enough right there. Maybe I need to warm it up just a bit. Just a bit. Blend those guys down into what's already painted. A little bit more of that brighter color just to put it on the side that the sun is on. I'm not sure if I'm going to glaze in some sun rays or what right there. I'll leave that to be decided, to be determined. Okay. Mix just a little bit of purple into that color to continue on. Have them come down a bit right here. They'll mix into a little bit of a deeper color. I guess it's also a darker, deeper mauve as they come down, and then the trunks that are showing are going to be in that darker mauve color as well, so I should probably just mix up a bit of this color. When I say a bit, it's really not that much. A touch of magenta, a touch of cadmium red, a little scotch of yellow. Maybe a little bit more yellow and then a little bit more of the Prussian blue I have here. Makes that color a little bit deeper. Nope, nope. Now we need more magenta. Warm it up. There we go. Better. That looks about right. Well, even if it's not totally right, it's fine. It works. Just need some trunks coming down. bunch. Okay. That's good for trunks. I like it. Now I need a little bit of a orange or a lighter color on the tops of the trees than on the bottoms. Some of them even get a little bit yellow on top. That one that goes really high over on the side goes a little bit yellow on top and sparser on the leaves. Might just do that one first, just to keep track of where it is. I got a funny orange for it. I like how high it goes. The way that we've drawn this composition, I like this composition that we came up with. Probably right about here I'll get a little bit darker. A little bit redder. I'm gonna mix that color right there at the edge of the purple. This is where the tops of the neighboring trees are gonna go. Here. It's gonna be one here. That's fine. Just like that. Great. It is the Princeton Select brush. This set right here, this little, I don't know what this was, it was about 25 bucks. That was a good value. This is the set of brushes, along with these 3, that I recommend for my painting class. I'm making a painting class, and so I pretty much am exclusively using the things that I'm recommending, just so that I am fully attuned to them for like all those painting modules. They have an awesome mini fan brush. See, I'm not a big fan of fan brush. I just never use fan brushes. Ever. Like, ever. I have some. So it's not like I don't use them because I don't have them, and I have them. I have a soft one, I have kind of a rigid one, and then I have like a big boy fan brush. But tell me, please, what do you use fan brushes? Like, what are you painting when you use a fan brush? Or at what point are you like, oh yeah, I'll use the fan brush because I'm curious? I'm going to use this orange on the tops of all these, I think. I'm going to bring that down. That got a little bit brighter than this tree, but that's okay. I'm just going to mix. I'll put that right over the top, which makes it a little bit less transparent, but I think that's okay. Here and here, and whenever I introduce a new color, I try to put it in other places for good color balance. And that orange coming through. Evergreen trees, palm trees, palm trees. Interesting. Do you feel like you have to be exact with the palm fronds? Or do you just kind of like let it rip? Because I can see both things working out. It all depends on aesthetic taste too. Let's see, let's put 2 bigger trees on this side. Let that bad boy rip. So freeing. Yeah, it's funny. I use just points and flats for all trees. That's funny. It's true. Keep it simple. It's just like the movement is different. But I'll be honest. I don't paint a lot of palm trees. Like I can remember the last time I painted a palm tree, but they were kind of they were small. So I just used a point and painted in the little frondy boys. And that's okay. I felt okay about it. Actually, they're really cute, but I wouldn't know where they are in the stack. So there's that. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. You know, I could probably paint some more palm trees. We're gonna have to wait till summer for that though, because we're in full snow mode. And that's not gonna stop for a bit. I have a good amount of reference pictures piled up on my Discord for snow paintings. I feel like this one should be taller, yeah. Taller and a little bit brighter at the top, given where it is. Yeah, You know, the sun is here and it's shining out this way, but I feel like the top of this tree would still be getting a bit more light. So, red, more red. So what have you been painting lately? Like, what is your subject matter of choice at this time? Or are you just kind of bouncing around? Because I know sometimes I feel like bouncing around. However, I do find that if you stay seasonally relevant, your social media hits it a little bit harder. And so I'm trying to be strategic. There we go. I like that guy right there. Okay, put some orange on the sun side of this tree too. Beautiful, beautiful glow. Ah, social media, dude. I know. They're like, oh, it's free advertising, and you're like, is it free? Is it free if I'm selling my soul? Man, brutal. You know what? I'm gonna put absolute yellow right where the sun is gonna be. Kind of smear it on so that it's transparent. Although I tell you what, I upgraded to a more expensive yellow, and I'm glad I did, but it is not, it doesn't act like the cheaper yellows, which, you know, ultimately is a good thing. Much less transparent than what I'm used to. Much stronger. There we go. Such delicate little touches. You're working on a seascape for my nephew's wife? Awesome. I just finished a seascape. As you might, I don't know if you know, I am next to the ocean, so my neighborhood appeal is ocean and lots of tourism over here, which is good, and I'm going to start to leverage that more to my benefit. Coming in the summer months, hopefully there's a lot more tourism kicking around this place. But I did just finish a coastal scene the other day, a rather large one that I'm very happy with. But man, did I just embrace my my inner My Little Pony, fully embraced. Like the sky on the thing is wild. It's wild. I posted a reel on my Instagram of it. Okay, see, I like that. Now I might add just a hint of yellow, just a tiny touch of yellow on the sun side of some of these top branches. Just a touch. Give it a glow. And it doesn't have to be exact, because if it's radiating around the edges of the branches, that's just fine. There we go. Get rid of any hard edges. Good. Now we can just move down the trees. I don't think I need the tiny point anymore. The 3-0, do not need the 3-0. So, are you working with oil still? Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly? It's that purple one, just kind of... vague right in the middle here. Acrylics. Oh. Whale. Oh, whale. I heard this from somewhere that if you, and I find it to be true, if you're gonna upgrade any of your paint, upgrade your hot colors first, your yellows and reds, because that's where you'll notice the most difference. And it held true in my case. I did a bunch of testing of brands and quality, and different colors that were available and all that stuff, and wow. Now I'm like, never gonna use super cheap paint again. It's such a huge difference. In some colors though, not in everything. A little bit warmer right here, so I'm gonna warm it up just a bit. I'm gonna keep in mind I don't want it to get too much darker than it is. Keep some white in there. Yeah, because I feel like that was getting too dark. I think it may have dried a little bit darker than when I put it down. Okay, is that good? Is that opaque enough? I don't know. That seems good. Now the next layer. Exciting. Let's switch to a smaller brush. Next layer is going to be kind of like this. Dusty purple. No, dusty purple is muted. Muted purple. I'm just gonna add all the surrounding colors just to muck it up a bit. It's funny how small of an amount of paint this is. I mean, it's like a schmear. Need more white? I don't know. No, that seems about good. Okay, let's just see how this goes. Gonna have to be heavier on the paint further down. just to obscure any hard lines. And I come up to about, yeah, to about there. And it's kind of fuzzy, not fuzzy. I don't know what the word would it be for. You have a good night. Thanks for popping in. I'm going to switch to some vertical brush strokes for this. And then put some horizontal branches on after, just to get the paint down. There we go. Now I'm just going to dance the brush around, get it a little bit more opaque. And then the next layer is going to be brighter white. Now a little bit lighter. I'm trying to check in with the painting versus the reference image. Not go too crazy, just to stay with the reference. Okay, here we go. The next layer, it's just kind of like the base layer on the ground. Gonna be pretty big. Here we go. I like that. That's nice. My smaller flat brush. A little bit of blending. Okay, now the pink. It's kind of a mauvey pink. Some heavier brush strokes in there. Make it a little bit warmer in the middle. Where you would think the sun would be coming through some of those branches and hitting the snow. A little bit of a shadow tree. Let's see, I need to make that just a touch darker. That's definitely too dark for right there. Oops. Putting in some blocky shapes for style points. I'm also gonna warm up the snow down below without melting it. All right. purple got in my yellow. Not as bright as I would like it to be. Fix that. I want to connect that light part. Okay, now for the foreground trees. I'm going to start by putting the warmest part on there, and then I can blend into it. The warmest part's going to be kind of parallel to the sun. I think it started raining again. That one should probably be a little bit more. A little bit darker. that one, I feel like, yeah, that's about right. So I'm gonna be a little bit darker down at the base there. Now for that third tree. Finds its bottom all the way down there. Or up there, really. On the painting. All right. Now, I got the foreground foliage on the top there. Okay, just a couple little sticks coming out that way. Oh, I could have possibly made those a brighter color. Might have to go over them. Don't want that one to get covered up. Trying to be really mindful of where these branches are going and what they're covering up or not covering up. Want them to get bluer and darker away from the sun. There, I feel like now they stand apart from the background much better. Now I'm gonna bring some snow and highlight a little bit of the midground, and then I think that'll be good. My filbert brush. Okay, let's do a check-in. So I got some thick paint is still kind of wet. Some of it is not, but I have to be very careful about painting, about where brush strokes are. I would like to kind of put in that sunspot. And the sunspot is here. I washed off my brush. Now I'm just barely touching the edge. Now I'm gonna wipe that off, and then I'm gonna touch the edge of the new area. And radiate out. Wipe that off. And kind of blend, blend, blend until that is nice and smooth. I could put like a little bit more paint in the middle there. Repeat that process again. All right, rinse the brush off, and then dry it off on a paper towel for the most part. It's not like dry. This is why it can still move this very thin layer of paint. Okay, so now I'm gonna want to let that dry, because I'm gonna be radiating a couple of brush strokes out from there. I don't want to overlap it. I'm just gonna bring my fan over real quick. That should dry pretty quickly. This is gonna add the focal point that we need for this little painting to be interesting, I think. And then when the paint peel happens, I feel like you'll see. I feel like it'll all come together really well. Adding more of a bark texture to these trees instead of a lengthwise brush stroke. Some of them are so tiny. Like this one is so tiny. Okay, that might be the ticket. I'm gonna use a separate dish. Make sure this color stays pretty darn clean and is about as transparent as I want it to be. I'm gonna turn off the fan for that. Touch fan isn't working. Fine. There we go. Ornery little bugger. I do appreciate how the sun rays are radiating out from this, so I think I could just paint them in by just eyeballing it. That one kind of changed direction a little bit. Kind of paint that. Great. Should be pretty faint when the paint dries. I'll make sure that the edge of that is blurred instead of having a sharp end. Okay. More little stick things over here. Find my little stick things over on this side. And make them pink on the sun side. More warmth down below, maybe. A little bit of melon. down in the bottom. And I'm gonna put a little bit in this area too, in the mid-ground. Well, now that I've done a little painting with acrylic and then a couple little paintings in wash, I think I am more comfortable with the acrylic than the gouache. And I don't know if that's something I can like break out of or not. I'm not sure. Brighten that up even more. Dog is so upset by all the packages being delivered everywhere. So upsetting. Ah! Quiet in. And should I put a little touch of yellow on there? Yeah. All right. There we go. I think I'm gonna call that one done. Maybe we'll do the paint peel right here. Kind of calming. Okay. I think maybe I can put a little bit more glow into some of it, like needs some bright pink, like kind of what I'm mixing here. Which is just the cadmium red, medium, and white. That's what this was missing. It was missing some pink highlights. That's what was missing. Especially on the tops here, like some negative space painting. now I gotta add some of the pink to those rays. It can exist with the yellow, but it just needs to be added in there. This is so exacting, it's scary. Whew. Scary sometimes. That one I want to be buzzed out a bit. There we go. Feel good about that now, I feel like. Yeah, the clouds look good. Dry colors look good. I'm glad we added the pink in the background trees. That was like mandatory, needed. Good though. I'm happy with it. Another snow painting is on the books. I feel like the smallness of that painting made my hand like a little bit crampy. Just a little scotch crampy for sure. Okay, let's see. If I can break it free. So that was about 2 hours. I wonder, that probably takes about the same amount as a bigger one. 1, 2, 3, 4, but we have one more 4x6 to test that out with. So I'm gonna get the next one prepped, and then I'll be coming back later on with the next small, wonderful winter painting.